9-year-old Lindokuhle Mabaso was laid to rest in Steynsrus this morning. She was one of the 14 learners who were killed when the scholar transportation bus had a head-on collision with a truck while en route to school in Vanderbijlpark. And I think are we going to my colleague Ishmael Madiba, I think, for this one. Let me hear from my colleagues if indeed that is. All right, we're going to my colleague Ishmael Madiba. Ishmael, thank you very much indeed for your time. Talk us through the tributes of this morning.
Well, good afternoon, Griselda. A painful reminder of the young life that has been lived. I mean, getting into that hall where the funeral of Lindokuhle Mabaso has been held, it was more like a celebration to life. Not one of those funerals where you get mourners. Well, the crying was there, but in general, it resembled a life that was well lived, a celebration of a kind. And just to go through with the family, just to tell us about their grief and how they are coping, I've got Leseho Komane and Malik Mabaso. These are the uncle and aunts of the late Lindokuhle Mabaso. If I can just start with you, as a family, this has been a trying time. Since you had the news last week up until today, how has the mourning process been? How has been the support coming from all the various sectors of society?
As far as the mourning is concerned, we are deeply affected by this passing of Lindokuhle, not only her, and all the other children that passed on. It's very painful to watch because those images are still on social media, so we get to relive the experience every day. So it hasn't been easy as a family, but we would like to thank the support that we received from South Africa as a whole, because we received messages that are uplifting from pastors, from mayors and from your councillors. So we are strengthened right now because everybody came together to celebrate the life of Lindokuhle.
Lindokuhle, young as she was, at the tender age of 9, and as I look at the program, next month she'll be turning 10. Speaker after speaker spoke glowingly about her. What sort of a young kid was she? Just a brief description.
Oh my goodness, Lindokuhle was so bubbly. She was so kind. I think you heard some of the speakers, particularly the kids from her school, were saying that she would share her lunchbox, she would guide, she would, encourage them. That was the type of person that she was. So she was very bubbly. So indeed, as a family, we have lost, and it's so painful. It's still very much painful.
Malik, I know you wanted the aunt to speak, but I just want to bring you into the picture. Earlier this week, or sometime this week, the Free State Department of Education, looking back, they said in the past 3 months or in the past 3 school terms, they didn't encounter any accidents on the road. And they are saying they already have measures in place to ensure that there is a tight control over the driver behavior, the kind of motors that they are driving, and overall to ensure that they curtail this kind of challenges. Overall, what can you say in taking this example to other provinces throughout the country to ensure that we don't experience what we have experienced?
To be honest, I feel like the measures that they have put now after this accident is something that they should have done it a long time ago. So now it's like we have to wait until someone is dead or she is dead. So I believe now everything, our government will do better to make sure our children are safe.
That is the uncle to Lindokuhle, Malik Mabaso and Leseho Komane, paying a tribute to the young fallen hero as she was described in the hall. As you can see, we are at the graveyard. Just to get out of the shot where we can just show you the final resting place where everything is taking place. As you can see that the funeral is getting to its tail end. As you can see, the gentlemen there, they are preparing to close the grave, just starting with the family, giving them a chance to say the final goodbye up until the last moment where the graveyard assistant will be also doing their last part in closing the the grave of Lindokuhle Mabaso right here in Steynsrus Cemetery. That is what is happening currently.
Ishmael, thank you very much indeed. Ishmael Mudiba, my colleague, reporting live from the funeral of 9-year-old Lindokuhle, who, of course, was one of the victims of that horror crash that took place last Monday. 14 young souls perished in that accident.